Do you sell on Poshmark? Do you like money? Are you sharing your listings manually? Well, then this video is for you. Welcome back to the Every Closet. My name is Ethan, and along with my lovely partner Stephanie, we are two full-time resellers of used clothing on Poshmark and eBay. So if that sounds like something you want to do, click subscribe down below to follow along on our journey and hopefully learn something along the way. In today's video, we are talking Poshmark automation / bots. I know, taboo subject, but we're going to get into it. In particular, there is a relative newcomer to the bot scene that is helping Poshers reclaim a lot of their time. So we wanted to share that information with you. We have been relatively tight-lipped on the subject of full-on Poshmark automation that do a little bit more than something like Prime Lister, which we use to manage our inventory, and we use it to cross-list. It can be used to relist and things like that. That's technically automation, but overall we've been pretty quiet on our thoughts on automation and bots, and they are a bit of a taboo subject. Today we are breaking that vow of semi-silence on Poshmark bots because there is a relatively new bot that is changing the game for Poshers, and we wanted to talk about it. So let's talk about bots. First of all, what is a bot? Now, if you're not super computer savvy, that's okay. Bots or automation are basically something that you can use to automate tasks in your business using a program on your computer or usually a Chrome extension, and it will just do whatever you tell it to do with respect to your business, or in this case, your Poshmark closet. You would use a bot in situations where the tasks that you're automating are just really a waste of time for humans to be doing. Your time is valuable, and there are systems in place that are honestly a waste of a human's time, and you have more valuable things you can be doing to create money for yourself. So that's what we are going to be getting into with bots. So from the perspective of someone who has been selling on Poshmark for a few years now, Poshmark and bots go together like peanut butter and jelly for one big reason and a few small reasons. So the small reasons are the need to send offers to each liker on an individual basis. So you can contrast this with something like on eBay, where you can just check a box when you send an offer on an item to one of the people who have watched your item and just say automatically send the same offer and same message to anyone who watches this item in the future, right? And Poshmark doesn't have anything like that. And frankly, it's a huge waste of time to be manually going through your likes and sending out the same individual offer to each person. So that's the first smaller reason. And the second smaller reason is the need to continually relist your old inventory. I don't know exactly what the mechanism is on Poshmark's algorithmic sort of side for this, but we do relist and we notice the impact in our sales. And so it definitely does do something, right? And so that's if your listings get older than about 90 days, you seem to be at an advantage if you relist those old listings. So you can do this manually by copying your listing and basically listing a duplicate listing and then going back and deleting that first listing. So you can just sort your closet by Justin, scroll to the bottom and do that manually. Or you can use an automation tool, check a box and just say relist it and it'll do it. Those are the smaller reasons you might want to use a bot or automation. Now, the biggest reason that you would want to use a bot on Poshmark, and the biggest reason that has caused bots to be kind of a taboo but necessary thing in Poshmark over the last years, is Poshmark's insistence on this share-based algorithm. So the share-based algorithm, if you're watching this, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. It's the need to share your listings to followers on Poshmark so they rank higher in search. So if you share, say, a Lululemon tank top to your followers and I search for a Lululemon tank top, if you have just shared your listing, it is going to rank higher in search than someone else's listing that has not been shared recently. And this need to share is pretty unique to Poshmark. Other reselling platforms, like again, the biggest one in the world is eBay, and they don't do this. So on eBay, you can pay a promoted listing fee to rank higher in search instead. It has its pros and its cons, right? Because on eBay, you're paying a slightly additional fee to eBay to promote your listings in search. But on the other hand, that means that you just kind of list it and you forget it, and it's way less work to maintain. Poshmark doesn't have that. You have to be sharing your listings. If you want to make good sales, particularly if you have a couple hundred listings or more, like right now we have 16 to 1700 listings active in our two Poshmark closets, and we have to be sharing those constantly. Ultimately, if you're not sharing your listings, you're just not going to make sales on Poshmark. That's the reality. So now that we know what bots are and some of the things that they can do to help Poshmark sellers make more sales, let's discuss why they're a bit of a taboo subject. So first and foremost, Poshmark bots are technically against terms of service. And this means that if you use Poshmark automation, technically you are violating one of Poshmark's terms of service and they could take action against your account. Now, this may sound scary, but the reality of the situation is much more complicated than that. It is not black and white. So it is, and I would say has been known by Poshmark for a very long time. They've been in the States for years now, and bots have been around since an early point in Poshmark's history because of that share-based algorithm. And it is widely known that bots are extremely prevalent on the platform, right? And as far as we know, Poshmark has never taken any action against sellers who use these basic automation tools to do the tasks that just don't make sense for a human to do, right? Like eBay builds those kinds of things directly into the platform and Poshmark doesn't. We have a million things we need to do in a day running a business. There are so many better things for you to be doing in a day, whether that's getting more listings up, sourcing, photoing, packaging, shipping. All of those things add more real value to your business than scrolling through your closet and clicking share, right? It just doesn't make sense. So sellers are using automation tools to get an edge. If you are selling on Poshmark and you are not using automation, at this point, you are at a severe disadvantage in the algorithm. That's just the reality of the situation. And so at this point, Stephanie and I really think that like bigger influencers than us with much larger audiences have talked about how they use bots, right? And if Poshmark is going to crack down on sellers who use bots, the amount of sellers that they would have to ban at this point would decimate Poshmark's bottom line. I genuinely believe that. Particularly if you're looking at the sellers who really earn Poshmark a ton of money. Keep in mind, Poshmark only makes money if its sellers are making money because that's how they earn their commission. So if Poshmark was to go through and ban all of the big sellers who are using automation tools, that decision would destroy Poshmark's earnings. And I genuinely, at this point, because this is a problem that they've created and they've gone years without cracking down, I just don't see how they could possibly ban all of the sellers using automation tools at this point. With how many people have spoken out about how they use automation to get ahead in Poshmark, it doesn't make sense to me from a business perspective why Poshmark would take an iron fist and ban sellers for using automation. You accept when you use automation that there is that risk, but realistically, I would be really surprised if Poshmark did ever crack down on it at this point. I could see them changing the algorithm to not favor sharing or relisting or those things that automation helps with, but I just don't understand a way where they could crack down on people who use automation in the current regime, the way their algorithm works currently. So if you're at a disadvantage for not using automation, then because of the way Poshmark's algorithm works, you might be wondering, why have you guys not talked about this more before now? So I alluded to it earlier, but up until recently, Stephanie and I have been kind of afraid to talk openly about the use of bots on Poshmark. We're reassured by the fact that other resellers and influencers who have much more reach have been talking more openly about them over the last year. And the other big catalyst for us wanting to make this video, there wasn't really anything revolutionary to talk about with bots. The bots that we saw and tried were clunky. You had to manually scroll through your closet. You could only do it from Google Chrome on a desktop. There was nothing revolutionary to kind of talk about. And so we just didn't feel the risk versus reward was really there. And that was until we switched to a new bot in the last month. We've been using that and loving the results that we've had with it. We've loved how it has helped us reclaim even more time than we had before. It's way less clunky. It's made lots of really good innovations, and we feel like this is something that we wanted to talk to you about. Enter Posh Sidekick. So I just wanted to let you know that this video is not sponsored by Posh Sidekick. However, we do have an affiliate link with them. It's a service that we have switched to and we have been using regularly every day for the last month, and we've really, really liked it. So if after watching this video you decide you want to make the switch too, then it would mean a lot to us if you want to support the channel and sign up using our affiliate link. They are offering a 7-day free trial And if you sign up with our code, which I will pop up on the screen here and I'll put down in the video description, it will support the channel as well, and it will get you 10% off of your first month's order. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into Posh Sidekick and some of those features that will save you lots of time and make your business run smarter, better, faster, stronger, better. I said that. Moving on. All right, so what is Posh Sidekick? It is an app. So unlike a lot of other Poshmark automation tools, it does not run through a Google Chrome extension, meaning you do not have to have a computer to run it. Download the app. You will put in the login information for your Poshmark closets, or just closet if you have a single one. The nice thing about Posh Sidekick is if you're like us and you have 2 Poshmark closets, you can get an upgraded membership to support not just 1 closet, but 2. So that's really nice. And then once you're signed into both of your closets, you can just easily switch between the 2. And I'll show you that on the app as well. It's really nice because just like Poshmark, you can run it entirely from your phone. Some of the other nice things about Posh Sidekick is sort of a set it and forget it, which I really like. Before Posh Sidekick, we were like glued to our phone because we were constantly sharing, sending offers like nonstop. And like that's just hard on your mental health to be like, you're running a business, but like no matter if you're at home, if you're in bed, if you're out with friends, if you're whatever, it's like nighttime posh party, gotta share. Or like first thing in the morning, grab the phone, share. It's cumbersome, it's frustrating. You don't want to have to deal with it. I really love set it and forget it. So this has been a huge time saver for us. All right, so this is what Posh Sidekick looks like. So poshsidekick.com, you can see 7-day free trial and links to download on the App Store or on Google Play if you can't find it just by searching Posh Sidekick. And then this is what it looks like and this is what it looks like once you're all signed in. So I mentioned that you can have more than 1 closet on a single account, and this is really nice. So basically what you can do is you can go Every Closet US or the Every Closet and see either of our closets here. It'll tell you what automation it's doing for your closets right now and kind of give you a status update on this home page here. If you want to change any of the settings, you just click on the top left here on the little gear, and we'll go through some of those in a minute. You can click on the little notification icon here to get alerts, and you can also refresh this page in that top right hand corner. You can see here it's done 4,900 shares, and you can also set it to follow or unfollow people. There is also a support tab right here, which is really nice. Posh Sidekick, so far in our experience, they have been incredibly responsive. If you have any questions or any bit of like a hard time setting up your account, anything like that, they have been really easy to get in touch with. So that's awesome. Love to see good customer service. And the nice thing about Posh Sidekick as well is Posh Sidekick will prioritize sharing your closet when more buyers are online. So it also kind of takes the guesswork out of sharing. You just tell it how many shares you want to do in the day as the upper limit, and it will just do that for you. And it's great. So for us, our closet is pretty big. So I am looking forward to hopefully in the future features where you can tell it to share only within a certain price range. But right now, the way we have it set up, we share up to 7,000 per day with Posh Sidekick, leaving us about 2,000 to 3,000 shares left before we hit share jail, where we can kind of mix and match and manually share our listings throughout the day. And we found that that's the best balance for us because it means that we know the whole closet is going to share a couple of times when people are actually on the app using it, and we can still have room to share manually as well if there are certain items that we want to push a little bit more than just sharing the whole closet of 1,700 things. If you don't know, Poshmark does have an upper limit on how much you can share in a day, and you do not want to hit that upper limit. It has happened to us a couple of times when we were using our old automation software, and that basically if you hit that upper limit, it's about 10,000 shares in a day. Then you enter what is called share jail, and if you don't know, know, share jail is basically whenever you go to share a listing, you'll see it says like shared successfully after you click share to followers, and that'll just stop happening. It will not let you share your items anymore. And that lasts for, if I remember correctly, it lasted for over 24 hours for us. So given that the main way you make sales on Poshmark is by sharing, you really want to make sure you're not hitting share jail. So again, just if you are mixing an automation tool with manual sharing, you just got to be kind of mindful of how much you have shared. And it's nice, Posh Sidekick will tell you exactly how many shares you've done in the day, and you see that on the home screen. Going back down to the app here, talked about everything on the home screen. Next we have insights. So you can see our insights for the day so far. It does take maybe 10 minutes to 20 minutes, we've noticed, to update your insights. So for instance, we had a sale about 10 minutes ago that's not reflected in here yet on our US closet. So it shows you your shares for the day, offers, how much you've made, any of the follows or relists that you've had the app do. We'll get into it when we talk about the settings in Posh Sidekick. That's the insights page. Then we're going to go over to activities. So here is where you can see a live feed of what Posh Sidekick is doing with your closet. So again, it's at the top here. It has just shared these items 9 seconds ago, 17 seconds ago. You can filter here as well. So if you want to see what follows or unfollows it's done, or offers that it has sent out for you, you can filter all that and find that on the activities tab. And you can refresh it here as well. It will refresh every like 15 seconds or so. Tools. In the Tools tab, you can see there is a background remover. So this is really nice if you don't already have a subscription to something like Photo Room, or you want to cancel your Photo Room subscription. You can remove the backgrounds from photos directly in Posh Sidekick. So that's great. It's a really nice added feature. But yeah, so you can see here the nice thing about the background remover that you obviously cannot do from Photo Room is if you click it, you can remove your background from your images automatically and load a closet listing or do an image from your camera gallery. So you can click, load a closet listing, and you can see here we've already removed all these backgrounds. But let's say this one, because it has a stock photo, right? You can select which picture from your listing you want to do, and then let it go. So you can see there, it actually did a really good job of that, and I know that they have been optimizing this. Not a bad idea if you were like, I don't want to pay for a subscription to Photo Room. If you buy Posh Sidekick, you can do it straight from the app. Thanks, Posh Sidekick. So you can edit more or click next. You can change your background color, so that's cool. This is nice if you also cross-list and sell on platforms like Depop, where people tend to use more in the way of colored backgrounds, so that's cool. Click next, and then you can bring up a final tab where you can edit the image. Let's see here. So let's go back because we don't actually need to remove that background. But yeah, so that's the background remover under Tools. Going over to Profile, you can see it'll give you your closet for whatever your username is for the closet that you're currently signed into. If you only have the one closet, straightforward. Otherwise, it'll tell you which closet you're looking at. And again, you can switch closets from here as well. We are going on into the settings. So this is kind of the meat and the bones of what makes Posh Sidekick great. And this is how you would go through and configure it the first time you set it up. And then, yeah, you set it, you forget it, and it just kind of runs and makes your business run better. And we love it. Posh Sidekick has the self-share. You can see here we have self-share checked and party share checked. If you want to do community shares, you can also tell the app to do that. Or if you want to share back when someone shares your listings, you can do that. And if you check that box, it'll give you more options. For the sharing speed, you can see I have medium up to 7,000 shares. And again, this is just because we want to make sure that we have 2,000 worth of shares that we can do to just either reorder the items in the closet by manually sharing them, or if we're like, well, we don't want to share the full closet because we have a lot of like lower dollar value things, but we want to share like maybe 500 of the best items in the closet, right? So we would do that manually. So we want to leave ourselves a little bit of room. The other options for share speed here, you can go slow up to 5,000 shares, medium up to 7,000, or fast up to 9,000 shares. And so those are the the upper limit of the shares that it will do in a day. So again, if you check 9,000 shares, you just have to be mindful of the fact that you are now within 1,000 of hitting share jail. So share with caution if you're doing any extra sharing. But Posh Sidekick will also, you can check party shares. So if you just want to set it, forget it. And in particular, if you aren't up to over 1,000 listings, then go with up to 9,000 shares in the day, because a full share of your closet, if you don't have 1,000 listings, you're not going to hit share jail. So it should be okay. Closet snapshot. So you can see here I can disable self-share, and what you can do with Closet Snapshot is you can basically take a snapshot of the order of the items in your closet. And then if by sharing throughout the day, maybe you have, like right now you can see we have it set to share in reverse, but you can share specific categories, only men, only kids, share sizes, colors, most likes, least likes, most early shares, oldest, newest, or share in rainbow or randomized. So let's say you are messing around with those and then you want to put your closet back in the order that you had it specifically before. Then you can say put your closet back in order. It'll go about sharing so everything is back in the order that you had it. And yeah, that's how you'd set it. You'd set it by taking the closet snapshot, and then whenever you want to put it back in whatever you had snapshotted, just click put your closet back in order. That's not a concern for us right now, so I'm just going to re-enable myself and party shares. So you can also set it to follow people for you. This is nice, particularly if you have a newer closet where you are looking to gain some followers. It's dubious whether or not that's going to be a huge benefit to you. But I will say it's kind of like, if you know the term social proof in marketing and online selling, it's kind of a bit of social proof to have more followers, because it shows that you have been on the platform for a while. It makes your closet and your store a little more trustworthy, and it's just another thing that you can do to incentivize sales from buyers. So having more followers is helpful in that respect. So set this so it's going to be following people. Hopefully they follow you back. You can also set yours to follow back, or you can set it to unfollow. Offers. We were sending out make a deal day offers the other day, so we currently have this disabled, but this functions just like you might have seen in some other bots that you would be using on like a Chrome extension. You can set it to send offers to likers, and you can set it to send like a percentage off, and you can set this as whatever you want. You can allow for a shipping discount. Again, the shipping amounts will change if you're on Canada or US, of course, because shipping is different charges. And then you can also send the offer if the minimum revenue is a certain amount. So this is really nice. Maybe you don't want to send that 20% off offer if the listing is under $15, right? Or if your earnings on that are going to be under $15 after Posh's fee. So it'll take account of that here. And you can add offer rules for specific categories. So this is another thing that's really nice that I haven't seen in other Poshmark automation tools, where you can say, I want to send these offers for, here, let's go into one. So you can say like all of my bags, for instance, right? Or like backpacks. Like you can really drill down and say, like in this category, this percentage off with this shipping discount. And so this is nice if you sell in only a few categories, and maybe you price one like really aggressively and you price one with like more room to make big offers. This is a really nice kind of customization feature. You can even drill down here, you can see configure individual offers to likers. So you can click on a single item or a couple items here and say configure offer to likers, and you can just tell it, I don't want to send offers to likers on this specific item by checking this box. Or you can send like specific percentages on specific items, or set that minimum revenue. So again, there's just a lot of customization that you can do with Posh Sidekick depending on what your business looks like, what categories you sell in, how you price, right? All of this stuff is just kind of like built into Posh Sidekick, and then you set it once and you can forget it and just let it do its thing. So that's awesome. Relists, again, relists, you can do it from Posh Sidekick and it works great. You just have to make sure if you're using a different system to manage your inventory, you manually go into your item and update your links on whatever your inventory managing system is. So if you have a cross lister that you use and your inventory is imported in, just have to be mindful of that. If you only sell on one platform or you manually cross list your items to other platforms, then the relisting feature is perfect for you, because again, if your listings get over about 90 days, you want to start relisting them, because if people didn't buy at that price on that item, refresh the listing, make more sales. I want that for you. You can see down here in the other options, there's just a couple more things. The sale notification, I will say, this is a little bit delayed. So if someone buys something, usually this makes a cha-ching noise for us on our phones about 5 to 15 minutes after the sale happens. But it will notify you when a sale occurs. So if someone buys something or accepts one of your offers, you'll get a cha-ching. You can also set it to randomize your relists and your offers to likers. And yeah, that's kind of all of the main settings. So yeah, that's basically Posh Sidekick. It has been a really big help in our business. A lot of the tasks that you do in a day, particularly if you are a Poshmark seller, whether you're full-time, part-time, whether you have 200 items in your closet or 2,000, Posh Sidekick can be a really big help for your business, taking the guesswork out of sharing, when to share, how much you've shared, not wanting to hit share jail, sharing when people are on the app, right? Like not having to worry about making sure you're online as soon as a Posh party starts so you can share your things into that category. Like Posh Sidekick just does it, and it just works, and it's great. And it is one of those things where once you try it, you will realize how annoying and clunky other automation tools were. So yeah, make more sales, have a more efficient business. That's what I want for you, because you're awesome and you deserve it. Find Posh Sidekick on the Play Store or on the App Store if you're on iOS or Android. Yeah, sign up, give it a try. Especially like if you are new to automation and this all sounds like it's too good to be true, or like you're not sure if it's going to make a huge difference in your business, trust me, it will. You don't know how much time you're spending on some tasks until you don't have to worry about them anymore. If you found this video helpful, it would mean a lot to us if you want to try Posh Sidekick and you want to support our channel. You can sign up using our affiliate code, which I will put on the screen and down in the description. And otherwise, we will see you in the next video. If you found this helpful, click like, click subscribe, maybe, pretty please. And we will see you in the next video. Oh, hello. Hola, Stephanie. Stephanie, come tell the people what you like about Posh Sidekick and automation.
Oh, you're filming.
I'm filming.
What I like about automation?
Yeah.
What
Tell the people about Posh Sidekick.
Hello, people. I've been really liking Posh Sidekick. We used to have to sort of babysit the bots. And now it just kind of does its own thing, and I don't have, it's one less thing I have to think about, which is a huge deal for me. And my thoughts on automation is that obviously we're a little behind the ball telling you this, but you should get some, because anyone who's telling you it's going to get you kicked off Posh, we could be, they could be right. We could all get kicked off Posh, but that would be really weird, wouldn't it?
Poshmark is a business. They're for profit.
You know what? Like, all the bots we've ever had are cheaper per sale than like the eBay 3% to promote, Like, I just think of it as a percent to promote, and it's even cheaper than it is on eBay. So, sure, it wasn't supposed to be a pay to play system, but it's a business. So it is, because that's how businesses work.
Pay with your attention or pay with your money. That's kind of how it goes.
Don't pay with your attention.
Don't pay with your attention.
You guys.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm being weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I swear they didn't sponsor this video, but
Who's they?
Posh Sidekick.
Oh.
I was like, we
don't get paid to do stuff.
Yeah. Unless you click subscribe, and maybe you're watching this in a year and we have over 1,000 subscribers and we're monetized, and then yeah.
Oh my god, this is getting really weird. But yeah, just like, I don't know what Ethan said so far, but don't be so worried about getting in trouble. The bots are good, and you're an adult running a business. You're not supposed to be glued to your phone all day sharing your closet. Does that
Yeah.
feel productive to you, or does it kind of feel like procrastinating? Does it kind of feel like procrastinating? Okay, those are my thoughts. Maybe there are too many thoughts. You'll have to edit them down.
All right, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I filmed like 7 outros, including one with Stephanie because she knocked on the door. So like, I don't know what's gonna make it into the video here, but yeah, thank you so much for being here. It means a lot. If you found this video helpful, click like, click subscribe down below, and yeah, we will see you in the next video.